The moment the photos started circulating, fans felt it instantly, not confusion, not shock. Recognition. Because this wasn't just another random overlap in a city full of celebrities, this wasn't just two stars attending the same event or walking through the same airport hours apart. No, this felt different. The timing was too precise, the details too aligned, the pattern too consistent to ignore. And just like that, the internet lit up. It started with a single coincidence. At first, it was easy to dismiss. A candid photo surfaced online, grainy, slightly tilted, clearly taken from a distance. In it, Lee Minute-ho was seen leaving a private venue late at night. Fans immediately began dissecting everything: his outfit, the location, the timing. Nothing unusual until just hours later. Another image appeared. Different angle, different person. Same location. This time it was Song Hye-kyo. Same night, same place, same quiet exit through what appeared to be a side entrance rarely used for public appearances. That's when the whispers began. The timeline that changed everything. Within minutes, fan accounts across platforms began building a timeline. Lee Minute-ho spotted entering the venue at 7:42 p.m. Song Hye-kyo arriving separately at approximately 8:15 p.m. Both leaving separately but within a 20-minute window past midnight. Individually, none of this would mean much. But together, it raised questions. Because this wasn't the first time. A pattern fans couldn't ignore. Digging deeper, fans uncovered something even more compelling. This wasn't an isolated incident. Over the past few weeks, both stars had been in Paris at the exact same time despite having unrelated schedules. They were photographed at different cafes only hours apart but wearing similar low-profile outfits. Their social media posts showed eerily similar backgrounds, lighting, and even weather conditions. At first glance, it could still be coincidence. But then came the schedules. Matching schedules that raised eyebrows. Entertainment insiders began noticing something unusual. Both Lee Minute-ho and Song Hye-kyo had been reportedly working on separate international projects, yet their travel timelines overlapped repeatedly, almost too perfectly. Flight departures within the same 24-hour window. Hotel stays in the same districts. Appearances at private industry gatherings not publicly announced. This wasn't typical. Top-tier celebrities often operate on tightly controlled schedules. Overlaps happen, but repeated alignment at this level. That's rare. And fans knew it. The subtle details that sparked theories. It wasn't just the big moments. It was the small things. The kind that only the most observant fans would notice. A bracelet Lee Minute-ho wore during a recent interview, nearly identical to one Song Hye-kyo had been seen wearing weeks earlier. A blurred reflection in a mirror during one of Song Hye-kyo's posts that fans claimed showed a figure resembling Lee Minute-ho. A shared preference for the same niche restaurant chain appearing in both of their posts within days. Individually, each detail could be brushed aside. But collectively, they told a story. Silence that spoke volumes. What made everything even more intense was the silence. No statements. No clarifications. No denials. In the world of celebrity culture, silence can mean many things. Sometimes it's simply privacy, other times it's strategy. But to fans, this silence felt deliberate. Because neither Lee Minute-ho nor Song Hye-kyo is unfamiliar with public attention, both have navigated rumors before, both understand how quickly narratives can form. And yet this time they said nothing. Fan communities go into investigation mode. Across platforms, fan communities transformed overnight. Threads stretched for thousands of comments. Side-by-side comparisons were created. Detailed breakdowns of timestamps, shadows, reflections, even background noises began circulating. Some fans remained skeptical, insisting that coincidence still remained the most logical explanation. Others weren't convinced. Because the deeper they looked, the more connections they found. The return to old clues. What truly pushed the situation into another level of intensity was when fans began revisiting the past. Old interviews resurfaced. Archived footage was clipped and reposted. Moments that once felt casual, fleeting, suddenly carried new weight. A red carpet event years ago where Lee Minute-ho paused briefly as Song Hye-kyo walked past. A behind-the-scenes clip from a brand shoot where both were present in the same venue but never shown interacting directly. A comment in an interview where Song Hye-kyo once mentioned preferring quiet, thoughtful people, a description fans quickly connected to Lee Min-ho. None of it confirmed anything. But none of it felt irrelevant anymore. A city that keeps reappearing. Among all the locations tied to these sightings, one stood out more than the rest: Paris. It wasn't just that both stars had been there. It was how often. Within a short span of time, both were linked to multiple appearances in the city: fashion events, private dinners, undisclosed meetings. Fans began mapping it out. A luxury hotel lobby captured in the background of Lee Min-ho's photo. A nearly identical lobby appearing in Song Hye-kyo's post days later. Matching balcony views overlooking the same stretch of the city. Was it coincidence? Possibly. But repetition made it harder to ignore. Industry whispers grow louder. While fans built theories, the industry itself began to react quietly, subtly. A stylist who had worked with both actors liked a post hinting at a connection, then quickly removed the like. A photographer posted an image captioned, "Some meetings are not meant to be seen," only to delete it shortly after. A journalist during a press conference asked Lee Min-ho about his recent travels in a tone that felt unusually pointed. He smiled, paused, then gave a general answer that revealed nothing. But even that pause became a talking point. The weight of silence. Silence in situations like this becomes its own language. Every unanswered question adds to the mystery. Every moment without clarification creates space for interpretation. Fans began analyzing not just what was happening but what wasn't. No agency statements. No public denials. No attempts to separate their timelines or address the growing speculation. For two individuals with this level of global attention, that absence felt intentional. The power of visual clues. Images became the centerpiece of the conversation. Screenshots, zoom-in enhancements. Fans examined everything with precision. Reflections in glass windows. Shadows cast at specific angles. Objects placed in the background. In one widely shared image, a faint silhouette appeared behind Song Hye-kyo in what seemed to be a hotel corridor. Some claimed it matched Lee Min-ho's posture. Others dismissed it as coincidence. But the debate itself only fueled more attention. A shared rhythm in their movements. As more data was collected, a pattern began to emerge, not just in locations but in timing. Their appearances followed a rhythm. Arrivals spaced closely enough to overlap. Departures staggered just enough to avoid direct association. Events attended separately yet within the same time frame. It created the impression of coordination without confirmation. And that impression was enough to keep fans engaged. The emotional stakes rise. This wasn't just about curiosity anymore. For many fans it became something deeper. A possibility. The idea of two iconic figures, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo, sharing something beyond what's visible captured imaginations worldwide. Their individual histories added layers to the narrative. Both had experienced highly public relationships in the past. Both had maintained a level of privacy despite global fame. The thought that something might be unfolding quietly away from cameras yet leaving subtle traces, it resonated. Skeptics pushed back. Not everyone was convinced. Some fans and observers argued that the entire situation was a classic case of pattern seeking. Celebrities travel. They attend the same events. They frequent the same high-end locations. Overlap is inevitable. From this perspective, every clue could be explained logically. But even skeptics acknowledged one thing. The frequency of these overlaps was unusual. Social media amplifies everything. As the discussion grew, social media platforms became the driving force behind its expansion. Short clips went viral. Comparison posts gained millions of views. Fan edits combining separate moments into a single narrative blurred the line between reality and interpretation. The story wasn't just being followed, it was being built in real time. The role of timing in public perception. Timing shaped everything. Had these events occurred months apart, they might have gone unnoticed. But happening so close together, they created momentum. Each new sighting added to the previous one. Each detail reinforced the narrative forming in the minds of fans. It wasn't just what happened. It was when it happened. The unanswered question. At the center of it all remains a single question. Are these truly coincidences? Or are they fragments of a larger story that has yet to fully reveal itself? There is no confirmation. No definitive proof. Only patterns. Only moments. Only a growing sense that something, whatever it may be, is unfolding just beyond clear view. What happens if they speak? One statement could change everything. A simple clarification could quiet the speculation. Or confirm it. But until that happens, the silence continues to shape the narrative. Because in the absence of answers, curiosity expands. Watching, waiting, wondering. For now the world watches. Every new appearance is examined. Every post is analyzed. Every movement is noted. Not because fans expect immediate answers, but because they sense that something is happening even if they can't fully see it yet. And sometimes that sense is enough. Because the most compelling stories aren't always the ones told openly. They are the ones that unfold in fragments. In patterns. In moments that seem small until they begin to connect. And right now those connections are exactly what everyone is trying to understand.